Hello, welcome to the very first episode of the Real Talk Show. I'm glad you're tuning in, and I hope you stick around. Well, again, I'd like to welcome you to the show. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is John, and I decided I really had this thought about this podcast about 3 years ago now, and I just life happened, some injuries happened, and I'm back, and I'm ready to get this thing going. And I hope you stick around for the journey. I'm going to be all over the place with what I talk about: faith, family, church, you name it. It's going to be the real hard truth. It's going to be unedited, and I, I'm excited to be here. I hope you stick around to hear me. You know, I started, I guess, about 12 years ago now is when I finally stepped foot into a church. And I got to tell you, if you was like me, it's a really scary thing to do. You know, I had been driving by these churches for the last 20 years and saw 'em, never really knew what they were. And then after a uh, nasty failed marriage, I decided that enough was enough and something needed to change. And I finally stepped foot into a church, and I haven't looked back since. So I'd like you to know, though, that it it hasn't been easy. It's you just don't step into the church and then everything changes. It's that's far from it. That's way far from the truth. It has been a war, spiritually, mentally. One of the first things that I was ever told, that once you come to Christ and you accept Christ, the devil puts a war on you, and that is the truth. I have been up and down. I've had my goods and I've had my bads. I've had injuries, but I've always managed to get back up, get back on my feet. I've always managed to survive. So I hope to share some of these journeys, share some of these experiences. I hope to educate you and get you uh, get you to a place where you need to be, whether it's mentally, spiritually, and you don't even have to necessarily go to church in the very beginning. You can just sit down right there in your house, in your room, and just open up the book and take baby steps and work yourself to it. I hope to talk about some of these things. I don't want to talk about all of it today. We'll be here all night, but the church can be a good thing. It can be scary, but it is worth it if you just you have to be strong enough though, because you are going to have people at these churches that are just they're there for the coffee and and to check in on social media, and that's it. They're not there for the Lord, and they are just as nasty and just as judgmental as anybody else. So, anyway, uh, I said I hope y'all stick around for some of this. It's this is this is kind of hard for me because I've been really isolated for a long time. I've been really quiet. I've never really had anybody to talk to, so me on here talking to y'all, it's it's going to be really hard for me in the beginning. It's going to be really tough. I'm going to have to open some doors that I haven't opened in a long time. Coming up in through school, through grade school, through high school. School was rough for me, real rough. It was actually a point in high school where I was taken out and I was homeschooled. And at the time, I was like, "Oh, great! I can get out of school. I ain't got to deal with these kids anymore. I ain't got to get bullied anymore." And I had no idea that I was going to be missing out on my senior year, on my prom, going to prom. None of that was even in my mind. All I wanted to do was just get out of school and get home where I was safe. Kind of like a lot of people nowadays. They hate going to work or don't like going here, don't like going to the store. It was rough for me. I I had no idea what was ahead of me, and to this day, I wish I could take it back. I would love to go back and do my prom and do a whole bunch of things different. You know, I missed out on a whole bunch of stuff in high school, and it got worse for me even after that. I think I think I was 17, barely 17, and I got I got forced right into college right here in a community college here locally, and it felt like I was right back in high school. I would keep to myself, wouldn't hardly talk to anybody, and it was because of just simply because of the way I had been treated all of my life. And I hope to share that with some other any other people out there that feel that way, that are lonely and isolated and depressed. And hopefully you can email me, and hopefully we can talk. We can help each other through this and help each other on this journey. We don't God doesn't want us to live like that. He doesn't want us to live in fear or live in isolation. And even to this day, it's really really hard for me to open up to people and talk and make friends. I haven't had friends since high school, but it is what it is. It's just everybody has a journey, and that was the journey that I was put on. So I so I hope to better myself with that. I hope to open up more with that and open up with y'all as well. So I think I will leave it there, right there for now, and I will hopefully see y'all again next time.